My name is Bob, and I have been solicited to introduce some of the folks tonight. A lot of them are good friends. You know all of them. There's a huge amount of talent in this room tonight. Even you there. It's a girl, right? To start the thing off tonight, a couple of things. First of all, we're here to honor Mr. Brian Gladstone. Let's hear it for Brian. If you don't have them already, the CDs are available down here. So check it out and come find Brian's CDs later on tonight. Yeah, the woman waving. Here's daughter. Is that right? Okay, so she's got the CDs right there. Great lineup, and I've known most of these people for a long time, and I love all of them. To hear them in a room this wonderful is going to be a real treat. But to kick things off tonight, an old friend, and I've been aware of this guy since he was in a band called Edward Bear. And the reason a journalist named Marty Malouich helped me track him down when I first started to come to Toronto from Montreal at the time, because I wanted to meet the guitar player, because that was really great. And I wasn't a big Larry Evoy fan. If Larry's in the room, forgive me, but I used to listen to the last song and wonder if you were ever going to hit a note, because it was always like, last song, like that. But Danny's guitar playing was killer, and since then, of course, well, you know his history. The good news for Danny that he would like to share with you tonight is that he just signed on to be the host of a travelogue music show for a new television channel called Hi-Fi TV, called Cities in Blue. They're going to be sending Danny all over the world to check out these wonderful cities and the blues scenes in them. So that's something to look forward to. I would assume next fall's television season. Anyway, to start off honoring Mr. Brian Gladstone, ladies and gentlemen, please a warm welcome for the one and the only Danny Marks.
Thank you, Bob. Great intro. Brian is definitely a dude worthy of honors when you consider that, 10 years ago, there was not a lot going on in the middle of winter, especially for musicians from the roots so-called community, which is really pretty well right across the board. And Brian invented something. He gave a voice to the voiceless, and Winterfolk took off, and in all the side things that he's done, he's always doing things for other people. So it's brilliant and fitting that we should do something for Brian tonight. He's most deserving. And something else I want to say about Brian, and I want to say that about the whole Gladstone clan, and that is, there's a thing that happens with the Gladstones, and it's kind of like serendipity, which, as I understand it, that means something that happens when you're doing something else comes along. I call it Gladstonian, and that means that somehow there's a side effect of the stuff that Brian and Howard as well, you know, they're brothers now. Now and then for some time, there's something that extra that always happens at their events, and it's all about humanity and warmth and family, and so I'm kind of an honorary Gladstone, and it's great that I get to be the first guy that sings tonight. One bright and guiding light that taught me wrong from right, I found in my mother's eyes. Those baby stories told, the road is paved just like a wandering sparrow, one lonely soul. I cross the great and narrow to reach my goal. A gift from up above, one pure and selfish love I found in my mother's eyes. As I'm telling you, it all starts with mom, right? Well, I'm going to do a song now by Frank Sinatra, and I'm not sure why, except it starts with these immortal words, and I know that for those of us who hung out in Yorkville in those days, well, we were about like this. When I was 17, it was a very good year. It was a very good year for small-time girls and soft summer nights. was a very good year.
Thank you very much. Well, now,
I normally know what to do, but I'm not sure. And so, I think perhaps John Lennon? Any Beatles fans? I want to ask this. How many people have ever been to Toronto? Okay, because very often people haven't. And tell me this. Did anyone ever see the Beatles live? And did we? Well, you see, we were talking earlier, you and I. You have pictures of Brian Gladstone from the year 1965, shortly after the Beatles played here. Did you see them in Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto? Twice. Me too. I was the kid screaming up. Yeah. Well, did anybody else see the Beatles live? Well, it was pretty great. Here's one by John Lennon. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better, some have gone, and some I think what you're going to see tonight is a great, fast-moving, fast-paced kind of a show. And there's going to be some great people performing tonight. And we have a fabulous host in one, Bob Segarini. And I'm not sure which one of the eras of Bob, but I know this isn't about honoring Bob, but it would be great for me to at least say, as a fellow broadcaster, that Bob has been to the top of the heap in many times in many different variations, also as a musician, but particularly also as a broadcaster. There was a time that he invented a style. I don't know if this has been brought out, but he invented a certain laid-back and laconic style, because back in the old days of selling stuff, everybody was like, and Bob came on with this kind of thing, you know. And everybody followed it. And every time you were going to a voice audition, and those of us who ever been to auditions know, they're like cattle calls, not in the Eddie Arnold fashion. That's obscure. But they would ask you, can you sound like Bob? And we always would say, why don't you just get Bob if you want Bob? But everybody wanted Bob, and Bob has invented a lot of great stuff. So as a sidetrack for honoring our darling Brian, I also want to pass out an honor to Bob Segarini for just being a great guy, for being there. And a kudos for doing this from Jack Cafe. This honoring thing. And lastly, if I could say, that if you've got somebody that you would like to see honored in such a fine and fabulous fashion as this, the guys are approachable. And it's great to honor somebody like Brian. I mean, we honor Brian all the time. And it's not that he doesn't need it and can't use it, but I'm sure that you've got people in your lives that you think, you know. For me, it's going to be two people, Professor Piano, Scott Cushney, and Lee Van Leer, CJ Feeney. And I'm going to put my support behind that. And I think this honoring thing is a pretty cool idea. Yeah, thank you. All right. Down the streets, see the way he shuffles his feet, how he holds his head up high when he goes walking by. He's my guy. When he holds my hand, I'm so proud. I know I'm not one of the crowd. Why is he always the one to try the things they've never done, just because of like they say? Because he doesn't do what everybody else does. That's the reason why I can give him all my love. He's always good to me. Good to him, I'm glad to be. Because he's not a rebel, no, no, no. He's not a rebel, no, 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 to me. And just because he doesn't do what everybody else does, that's no reason why we can't share a love. He's always good to me, good to him I'm glad to be, because he's not a rebel, no, 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 he's not a rebel, no, 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 to me. Oh, he's not a rebel, no, 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 no.
It's going to be a great night honoring Brian Gladstone. Oh,